smoked brisket ragu without stepping a foot outside. Hi guys, I'm Paul and welcome back to the Lovelogs Winter Barbecue. Let's go. So we're a barbecue brand. Why would I possibly send you a recipe where you don't have to use your barbecue? Well, we're also a sustainable brand and we hate waste. So today we're killing two birds with one stone. This is a leftover smoked brisket ragu. So apart from our smoked brisket, we've got some pretty classic ragu ingredients. But ragu is a pretty personal thing, and the point of the video is that you can use whatever ragu recipe you want. Right, I'll show you my ingredients. As always, we've got some aromatics for the base of our sauce. We've got onion, carrot and celery. And I've got some garlic, some whole nutmeg, and I've got some bay leaves. But don't worry, I'm not going to use this crap. I'm going to go steal some fresh off my neighbour's driveway. I've got some tomato paste and some red wine. We'll make beef stock as we need it, and I've got milk in the fridge. So we'll start with our sofrito, and that's onions, carrots and celery. Paying a bit more attention at this phase makes for a much finer dice with the end result. We don't need too much garlic because the brisket had a salt, pepper and garlic rub, so we don't want to go overboard. And I just add that in right at the start with the sofrito. When I cook a ragu from scratch inside, I use pancetta in the pan for a bit of extra flavour, but today we don't need to do that. Here I've got all that beautiful smoked, flavourful fat that came off that brisket as it rested. We're going to use that instead. And just onto a very low heat to render that back down. Right, back onto a very low heat for about half an hour. We're looking to sweat it down, not fry it. 30 minutes later and it's going to look like this. Some tomato paste. My recipe calls for 4 tablespoons, which is just under half of this tube, so I'm going to eyeball it. Back onto the heat for a couple of minutes. $300 ml of wine, 300 ml of beef stock. And back on a low heat while we prepare our beef. Right, this is going back onto the hob on a very low simmer. I'm going to give it about 4 hours. So a few things just to note about this recipe. First of all, that brisket was slow smoked, so it was taken to 95, 96 degrees C. It was then rested, and by the time we ate it, it was soft, tender, and beautifully relaxed. The process of cooling it down and freezing it in particular is going to have made that beef contract and tighten up. So on the hob now, as well as getting the beef to a safe eating temperature, we're looking for it to relax again. Like most ragus, you can get this done in an hour or two, but it really does get better with time. So I highly recommend you plan ahead and give it longer. My next step is to go steal a couple of nice fresh bay leaves and add it to the ragu with some grated nutmeg. And I'm going to add 300 ml of milk to this ragu gradually over the next 4 hours. We've got our fresh bay and I didn't even have to steal it. Thank you, Grace. So in with 2 bay leaves and I'm going to grate some nutmeg in at this point. So that's our ragu made, and we've got about 3 hours until we can eat. So I just want to talk to you really quickly about seasoning because I haven't mentioned that yet. Now when I cook brisket or beef rib or any other slow smoked beef like that, I always use a salt, pepper, garlic rub. So that means our beef has gone into the ragu with really heavy seasoning. So for a leftovers ragu like this, I'm going to take it to nearly all the way cooked before I start to taste the seasoning, and then I'll adjust. I'm going to make some fresh pasta dough now, get that in the fridge, and it'll be super easy to cook when the ragu's ready. I think making your own pasta can feel a little bit intimidating to start with, but trust me, it's super easy. The ratio is always 100 grams of flour to 1 egg and a pinch of salt. And if it is feeling a bit dry, we might have just got a slightly smaller egg, so you can add a little bit of water or a little bit of oil to bring it together. We're getting close, and you can add a little bit of water just by wetting your hands. And we're just kneading until it feels like a cohesive dough that isn't tearing or splitting. That'll do. This isn't bread, so it doesn't need to have a super strong gluten structure. And that'll rest in the fridge until we cook it. Right, we're back, it's 6:30, half an hour till we eat. It's time to taste for seasoning, make our pasta, and then serve. Let's go. I think it just needs a tiny touch of salt. That's flavourful, but most importantly, it's super tender and ready to go. So let's get the pasta cooked and then we'll serve. Whoa, editing's going to make this look super easy, but trust me, it's a workout. Right, I'm pretty happy with that. Luckily, a ragu goes perfectly with a very rustic tagliatelle, because that's all I can make. And that's going into salted water for about 3 or 4 minutes. And while the pasta cooks, let's check out this ragu. I mean, just look at that. So fish those bay leaves out. Gotta have a chef's treat. Stunning. Of course, we can pour some red while the pasta finishes. Pasta water. Our ragu into the pasta. And we just want to get this well mixed through. If you like it on top, serve it on top. That is absolutely perfect. Let's serve it. Of course, some parmesan. And some cracked black pepper. Looks and smells absolutely gorgeous. This is Heather's, so I'll take it through to her and come back and serve mine. That is gorgeous. Now the photos are done, I can cover it in cheese. Seriously guys, go check out your freezer and see if you've got any leftover brisket hanging around. If you have, you've got to get this made. Thank you so much for watching. We've got a couple of episodes left of the winter barbecue before we transition into spring, so please subscribe and I'll see you soon. Cheers.